5, 4, 3, 2.
And welcome back to the LMS Extra Special. And we have some guests up here, and our special salute to Prince. Born 1958, he left us 2016. The whole world is mourning on this man. We have a young lady up here, book author. What was the name of the book you had?
Fan Loyalty.
Fan Loyalty. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. This is about her impression about Brooke Benton. But she's gonna talk a little bit about Prince today. We're still gonna talk about the Babbling Brook today anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Carol Wilson. Give it up to Carol.
I also loved Prince. My sister called me to tell me, Carol, turn on the television. Prince, and she just kept saying, Prince, Prince. And I said, what happened to him? And she said, he died. And when she said he died, I just started crying uncontrollable. And I just couldn't stop for the longest time. And then I said, I have to go write something. So I went to my computer and I tweeted out that even my tears were purple. And I can't stop them because I was feeling the sadness. And I remembered all of the times that I'd see him perform and all the different instruments that he knew and how he planned his programs and how he was such a perfectionist because he wanted to give the fans the very best of him. Now we know what that best was. It was so much. He knew so many instruments.
Yes,
he was kind to
yes.
so many other artists.
Yes.
Now we talk about the measure of a man. That really was a man. And we can see the whole world is missing him. The whole world.
Yep.
He even put the politicians off.
Oh yeah, took them off, took them clean off.
Shut them down.
Just took them, just dust them off.
The Trump.
Oh yeah. We're gonna go to YouTube and everybody else. We're gonna be having Federer and everybody else, all the other gangs, both sides of the wing party. You know, the Republican, Democrat, as a famous commentator said on the radio. Same bird. Same bird.
Yes.
The instrument part that you talked about, you don't hear much people playing instruments today. You know, what I hear on the radio, especially with the kind of music, I call it. What kind of drugs did you know? Not the real drugs, genetic drugs, right? Genetic drugs, in the generic, I'm poking on fathers, but genetic drugs. That's what kind of music has today too. People buy me a beat. I say, what's his name? That tune? But he played all these instruments.
Yes.
And he produced.
He wanted music. I don't want to diss the music of today.
No.
When you really have experienced real music, then you know what real music really is. And that's why he was true to music. He wanted it to be the way music should be. And that's why he was so versatile. He knew all of the sounds, and that's why he brought it into his program when he was doing something. He wanted to be perfect. And that's what he did.
Going back in time.
That's our loss.
Babbling Brook. It's your man. You love Brooke Benton.
Oh Lord, I could talk about him.
But Brooke has somewhat of a style. He liked perfect music too, right?
Yes, he also was a songwriter. These musicians who write and sing and who, mix with other musicians, they really know what music is. So they work. They're not there just for the show. They really are communicating a message to the public. And look at the people. Look at how everybody have a Prince song that they love.
People
news in the groups, and everybody was just dancing to the song that resonated with them, because each of those songs took a message to them. And you know, sometimes we say that we're put on this earth to do something. And many of us search all our lives looking for that thing that we should do. Well, we know for sure that Prince knew what that thing was for him to do. And he did it all of his life, big time. And I mean, if you have the strength, not all of us have the kind of courage that this man had to stand up against those are big industries that he stood up against. They threatened him, take the name. He said, fine, take your name, because I know what I want to do in my genre. And that's what he did.
Give him big. Yeah. You think today artists, you know, who put out records, you think they should learn something from that?
I think they should, and I hope they will, because there's a big difference between those two words, should and will. So I'm hoping that they will.
They will do this.
Yeah. But you have to be receptive to knowledge. It's not just going to...
Well, that's true. That's true, because some people you can't teach.
Well, some people, you're right, some people just won't learn.
They just don't get it.
I could tell you a story about an example of a man who refused to learn. He said, maybe you heard it before, I hope I can get it right, but they said that his wife told him, get up, go to work. He said, no, I can't go to work today because I'm dead. She said, you're not dead. So she called the doctor, and the doctor said, would you believe that if I prick your finger and it bleeds, that you'll know that you're alive? So he pricked his finger and it bled. And he said, well, what do you know? Dead men do bleed. So he felt because he was dead, he still bled. You know, so some people will refuse to learn because they're not receptive to knowledge. They just don't want to know.
Yeah.
You can go on and on and on, and they're just not going to receive it. So if you're teachers or singers or whatever you do in your life and you're trying to reach somebody, if you're in a group, you can always find that one person in your classroom, in your ministry, or whatever you do, in your song. You can find that one person that you can communicate with, because that's the one that's receiving your message.
Yeah. That's well said.
Give Miss Wilson a big hand. And on that note, I'd like to thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You know, look like we're losing a lot of, you know, as this taping in 2016, you know, we're losing a lot of people going out the door. And, you know, sometimes you wonder, well, what's going to replace them? But I think you have people out there who are still talented, but Prince will always be an icon to me.
And to me, and to a whole lot of people.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Wilson. Carol Wilson, everybody. As Brooke Bender said, I got more. So the Bo Weavers, I got my whole family here. We're coming back with more LMS. Take it down.